This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lowe's knows how to help make your home holiday ready for less. Get Select Style Selections vinyl flooring for just $1.99 per square foot and have it installed before the festivities begin. Our team can help you every step of the way. See a Lowe's Red Vest associate or visit Lowes.com/holiday install to get started. Lowe's, we help, you save. Basic install only. Date restrictions apply. Subject to availability. Installed by independent contractors. See associate for details. Contiguous U.S. only.
Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 256 of your favourite Formula 1 show. Yes, Jamie and I return this week in the same place. This is only the second time ever that this has happened, but of course Jamie183 actually decided a holiday near me for a change.
Yes, I didn't really choose my location for this one, but I mean it was only a matter of time. I turned up at so many random places on the podcast.
You just so happened to be being at my house.
Appear in Matt's house, and then here we are. So yes, very excited. And this, unlike the last time, you're not hungover this time.
I'm not hungover. Well, not that you're aware of, anyway. I've hit it better this time. I'm always hungover on a Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah,
just how my life works.
It's a podcast from July 2023. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can if you like.
Terrible season as well. We were really through the depths of a terrible, terrible season. But of course, obviously we're back today with the Baku preview. Of course, if you want to see more podcasts like this, make sure you drop a sub, obviously drop a follow on all the good social medias, everything like that. Of course, as always, or sometimes, timestamps will be linked down in the description, because we've actually got a bit to get through, weirdly.
Weirdly enough, we've actually timed it well for a change.
We have, staggeringly so. You've got all the notes today, because it's not on digital.
Down a bit of paper, because there's no such thing as Discord when you sit on a sofa. Baku this weekend. It's an early race. It's like 12 o'clock.
Midday for UK, yeah, which I weirdly can't work out if I like or not.
I think I like it. I put my weird. I like the early races a lot.
The early, like at Shanghai at like a 5 a.m. I don't mind, because that means you've got the entire day afterwards.
And even Vegas in Saturday night is quite fun.
Saturday morning.
Well,
no, Sunday morning for us, isn't it? Technically, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I just don't like F1. I want it over with as quickly as possible.
But there is something to be said, because I think like with the European races where they're all at like 2 in the afternoon. There's something about not having to plan your entire day around a Formula 1 group. Maybe if Stefano Domenicali is listening, all Formula 1 races from now on need to be at 7 a.m.
And 20 minutes long.
20 minutes long,
apparently. Obviously.
Obviously.
As everyone in the world thinks, people under the age of 30 can't watch long-form content.
No, exactly. So if you make it to the end of the podcast, very, very well done.
What do you think's going to happen at Baku?
Crashes. 6 rookies on the grid. Difficult circuit. It's going to be... I'm going to say this now, and then it's going to be the most boring race in the world. But I've already said it this week. Lance Stroll will win it at some point this weekend, because I feel like he does every year here.
It does feel like he's had about, I want to say, like 3 massive crashes at Baku in this time. Not all of them have been invincible.
No.
One was a function of the same year as Max. I remember that.
Year 2021, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And then did the rookies, I guess F2 raced it last year.
F2 races here most years. But it doesn't stop the F2 race from making carnage.
I wonder if that might help the rookies, is it?
You know who it does help?
What does help?
You know who it helps?
No.
Who goes well at Baku?
Well, Charles Leclerc.
Charles Leclerc, yeah. 4 pole positions, no wins in a row, which is pretty good going.
Ollie Ben? Did he do well at Baku?
Ollie Ben?
Didn't he used to?
He won, but no, I think he won both. No, he didn't win both races last year. He won both his races the year before.
Oh, yeah.
Because, of course, last year he went in to replace Magnussen and was quicker than Hulkenberg all weekend.
This is a bad track for Hulk. He's never done well at Baku.
It's a bad track for a lot of the drivers you like, because it's historically as well.
Hamilton doesn't do very well.
Hamilton doesn't do very well here, but the other one I was going to mention, Max Verstappen.
I feel like
low-key sucks at Baku, generally.
It's not helped by the fact that Sergio Perez has always been ridiculous at Baku.
Baku was always a Perez track as well, but Max has generally not been that great at Baku throughout his career.
How many wins he got?
None. It's his only race. It's the only circuit he hasn't won on, as far as... he won here, in 22, But apart
Really?
from, I think
Perez won it.
no, Perez won it in 23.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty certain because obviously I think Max has won it in 22
When Leclerc's engine blew up.
when Leclerc's engine blew up. Because I'm pretty certain it's Baku and Singapore. I thought were the only 2 tracks he hasn't won out on the calendar, but he's won Baku. He's still yet to win Singapore.
Yes.
So he's got to try and win both of these because apparently, according to some people, the championship fight is back on, which I'm not quite sure I believe.
You know what? I've been checking the points a bit more than usual because after Monza, the way you dominated that, I mean, it's a very specialist track. And yeah, if you do well at Monza, there's no guarantee you're doing well anywhere else. But the way at which he won that race was incredible. So
Yeah.
biggest winning margin of the season.
It's the biggest winning margin since Max won in Brazil last year, isn't it?
Wow.
I believe by like
And
19
didn't have
seconds.
to do Alpine, it's just trading the entire thing.
No, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to happen, but it would be amazing. It would be the biggest swing ever, quite easily, quite comfortably.
Massively, yeah.
By about double the second biggest.
Yeah.
It will. I think it's like Piastri can have a DNF and finish second in every race and still win the title from Max.
Yes, yeah. Max would need basically the McLarens to crash into each other a couple of times, which could happen, but I think is unlikely.
I feel like it's a lot less likely now that the McLarens aren't as close together because, as we saw in Monza, they almost have. There's more margin for not crashing into each other now because Piastri just needs points.
Yeah,
Norris can be a bit more risky, and Piastri's probably going to jump out of the way.
I would assume as well, if there's any kind of, well, we know for a fact, obviously there's papaya rules and all this kind of thing. I would assume as well that the gloves probably aren't allowed to come off properly. And, I'm not saying like Hamilton Rosberg a couple of times in 16, but I would assume that once Max is mathematically out of it, then there might be a little bit more from both drivers. Because Max is going to be mathematically out of it long after, I would have thought, or after after McLaren have wrapped up the constructors. I think mathematically they'll win the constructors. But
They can
not this race, can they?
Yeah.
I thought it was after this now because they didn't win Monza.
No, they need something like
A 1-2 and Ferrari not to
something like that. Yeah,
Right.
And Mercedes still involved as well, but basically they need to outscore Ferrari by about 20.
Oh.
They need to not be outscored by about 10.
Right.
By Mercedes. So it could be over this race.
That's quite staggering,
Yeah.
to be fair. But yeah, I would have thought, obviously, there might be a bit in McLaren, obviously, kind of going, once, obviously, constructors are going to be wrapped up pretty soon. Once Max is no longer mathematically with a shot, then it might well be, even if the team don't say it, it might well be that both drivers are there going, we got nothing else,
Yeah.
we can't lose anything from this.
Each other.
Exactly, it's only each other in the fight.
They will be curious to see. I think the drivers are being a bit too soft, if you ask me.
So, yeah.
I can see still why, as we said last week on the pod about Monza, I can see why they did what they did. But, the likes of Verstappen, Hamilton, Schumacher, in a championship fight against a teammate, they wouldn't
Not
ever
a chance.
do enough.
Not a chance. But then again, none of those drivers as well would have been asked to.
Well,
Only
Hamilton
McLaren.
in Abu Dhabi 16.
He was told to pick up the pace, but that was very different. And everybody knew he was never going to do that.
Yeah. And that was a bit of a ridiculous ask, to be honest.
Well, yeah.
But, Max was given many team orders against Ricciardo occasionally, usually in qualifying, really about slipstream, wasn't it? He just point blank refused if he
And Perez in Brazil, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In 23, I think.
to prove a point when he was 6th and 7th.
Bizarre, yeah. Hilarious.
Yeah.
22 that was, wasn't it? Sorry, not 23.
Yeah, the season, wasn't it? And 22. But, yeah, the championship will obviously go to one of them. Probably Piastri is odds-on favourite at the moment, but we shall see. I think it'll be good for this season if Piastri gets a bit of misfortune. But I'm basically a neutral. I'm like 55-45, more a fan of Piastri. But for the season itself, I kind of want it to go down to the wire. So, you know what, George Russell, Charles Leclerc, if you want to blow up Oscar Piastri, then that'd be great.
I can see a scenario in which Oscar comes second to him a few times just because he doesn't want to risk it. And I think if Lando can if Lando can win Baku, if he can win Singapore, if he can win Texas and suddenly that gap's down to like 15 points, even if Oscar's just finished in second behind him over and over, then unless Oscar's in a position where, a bit like Rosberg in 16, where he knows he can just sit behind him every week, I think then, which obviously we're not at that point yet, then they'll start, obviously, hopefully.
Yeah.
It'll get a bit more feisty.
The 8 races to go?
8, yeah.
I think Piastri needs something like 2 more wins, they don't start doing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he needs to win 2 of the next 4 or 5, and then he knows he can play it safe, which isn't impossible. Because of course, obviously, he won this race last year. Let's not forget.
Second ever win and first good win, I guess.
Yeah, first not it was controversial for a lot of reasons,
but they made a mess of it, didn't they?
They certainly did. McLaren making a mess of race strategy. Who would have thought in this early?
Was being a bit ridiculous.
Exactly. I mean, Baku last year, actually quite a crazy race, wasn't it?
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. We had the big fight for
P3
second. Well, Leclerc was right ahead of that. Harry Baku won Leclerc.
That was last lap though between Sainz and.
It was, but Leclerc was literally right ahead of it.
He was, wasn't he? Yeah, because
Perez almost got second place if he'd have held off Sainz. But obviously Sergio Perez not racing this year, but he will be next year, given Cadillac haven't folded by then.
I don't think they will.
No, probably not. That was a bit mad. That would have been the only race that Max Verstappen finished behind Sergio Perez.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And Max was slower than him all week.
Yeah,
wasn't he?
He was.
Just not a track that gels well for him. Of course, all well and good talking about Max Verstappen's former teammates. There is big news though. Literally today, I think it was today. Max Verstappen's future teammate.
Yes. Isaac Hadjar, who obviously got his first podium a couple of races ago, looks like he's nailed on for that Red Bull seat next year, which is a bit unfortunate for him.
He's been demoted, hasn't he? Really, or he's going to be demoted.
The thing is, the Red Bull is definitely a faster car at its peak. We've seen that many times.
Yeah.
But in terms of drivability, I think a junior young driver would genuinely rather drive the RB.
Absolutely, yeah. They're probably well. Look at Lawson. He's been more competitive in IRB.
Loader, really.
Well, yeah. I mean, what I read as well is apparently they could try and put him in towards the end of this year, as basically just getting him set up, ready for next. I don't think it's likely, but unless they end up in a situation, because obviously with Hadjar now looking likely that he's going to go to Red Bull, they want Arvid Lindblad in down at VCAR. Do you just keep Liam Lawson? Is it Tsunoda out the door? Because apparently that's kind of where the squabble is at the moment. So do you put Hadjar in for 5 races and basically say to the other 2, 5 races, whoever comes out on top keeps it?
We suggested that's what they should do last year.
We suggest that's what they should do every year. I mean, what Red Bull should do is build a car that means both drivers can drive it quite well. But there is that.
If you drive, I don't know. I get why they do what they do, because if they built a drivable car, Max would get less out of it, I think. But it'll be interesting to see. I personally think they'll probably keep Lawson on. Tsunoda will take a year out and then go to Aston Martin in 27. Sorry,
time is moving too fast.
It really is. So, it's funny as well because Arvid Lindblad had an absolute shocker in Monza.
He did, absolute stinker.
And then 1 race later, he's been promoted to the car for next year, probably. And that's exciting. Another British driver. He's young enough to be a bit of a future star if he hits the ground running. Yeah. He's a lot younger than the likes of Bortoleto, Hadjar are this year.
So. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, again, he kind of, as you mentioned there, obviously with Tsunoda, we've kind of got 2 big driver news bits this week. Obviously, that one's probably a bit bigger. But the other one, of course, is that Felipe Drugovich now has confirmed that he is signing with Andretti over in IndyCar, in Formula E for next year, which, of course, is the first full-time gig he's had outside of Aston Martin Test and Reserve since, obviously, he won Formula 2 in 23?
I want to say earlier than that.
No, 23, because Piastri won 21. Who won?
De Vries? No,
De Vries didn't.
It's a F2 on least track.
Was it 22 that Drugovich won?
I was 22.
You might, because it was last year. Obviously, was Bortoleto. Yeah, who won 2023? That's worrying now.
That is worrying. That's a good quiz. The F2 champions.
F2 champions.
I wouldn't do well.
Out of the last 5 years.
I really do well.
Dude, 2023.
Maybe it was Drugovich.
But then who won it in 22?
Because, 21 was definitely...
21 was definitely Piastri.
I think 22 was Piastri.
No, because obviously he had a year out, didn't he? Did
it? Oh, he did.
Yeah, because they were going to give him 2 years out, wasn't he?
Yeah,
it was hilarious. Because obviously that's when Zhou came in 22 and Piastri didn't. Because obviously Zhou came runner-up in
Usually I'd be Googling it right.
Yeah, no, exactly, yeah. Who won Formula E? Formula 2 even.
It's so obvious, isn't it? Yeah.
Was it De Vries in 22 and then Drugovich 23?
It could have been. Do you want to look it up?
I'm going to have a quick Google.
I'm like, usually I'd be typing away, but, I'm not superimposed. I'm actually here. So can't do that, unfortunately.
Did we get this all wrong? I hope.
I hope not. I know Bortoleto won last year. That's about as far as I can go.
So 20. Oh, of course, Théo Pourchaire, 23.
Oh, yeah.
He's just completely
he
fallen off the face of the earth.
He waited.
I mean, his third season, he was only about 20 when he won it.
Yeah.
It was the same as best season was his first.
Yeah. His most promising one, definitely. He was always nailed on for F1, wasn't he? And never made it.
Yeah. Bizarre. Still think he should have, personally, but there we are. I think he would have done quite well.
He would have done okay. He wouldn't have been...
Nick de Vries won F2 in 2019.
Oh, no. It was definitely in 22.
Oh, man.
Yes, but Drugovich to FE is quite interesting, I think, back on topic, because obviously he's been waiting around that reserve seat in Aston Martin. I think he's been doing a very good job, to be honest, in like the
in any other scenario, you would have got rid of Stroll
or
Drugovich, but it's just Aston Martin.
From the talks we get in the tyre tests and the young driver tests, Drugovich basically puts up similar times to what Alonso and Stroll are doing.
Yeah, with real experience.
Yeah, exactly. Never driven an F1 race before. I think any other team would have given him a shot, or at least, in the off chance, obviously Aston Martin Racing Point had a period where they kept on calling on Hülkenberg to be their reserve driver when they needed him. And sadly for Drugovich, that's happened a lot less.
Yeah. Since
Drugovich has been a reserve. But I do think it's unfortunate for him to not got, an Aston Martin shot or a Cadillac shot, to be honest.
It's those bizarre little butterfly effect things, isn't it? Because you think when Stroll broke his wrist at the start of 23... Wait, sorry?
Reignited Hülkenberg's career.
Well, exactly. No, I was going to say when Stroll broke his wrist at the start of 23, though.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, obviously came back. And, obviously, he was looking really and ahhing about whether he would, of course. That would have been Drugovich in that car.
Yeah.
Because everyone was going, it might be Sebastian. And they're going, no, it's not.
It's obviously
going to be Felipe Drugovich.
Energy saving these.
Exactly. But you just think, if that had happened, because obviously at that point we didn't know how good the Aston Martin was going to be, but even if we just put up a decent result...
Probably could have scored a point in that. I think
Stroll did. Stroll came 7th, I think, in that race.
And with, metal over his wrist and was clearly still recovering from it.
Yeah.
So that's probably one of Stroll's most strong performances in the last 3 years.
Most definitely. I mean, that was probably the second best car, but still... But yeah, it's just all those little things you think about. But
yeah, and the likes of Stoffel Van Dorn got a career out of that kind of thing, and Nick de Vries.
Yeah.
But
Stoffel Van Dorn, to be fair to him, won GP2 as well in the most dominant fashion I think we've ever seen.
Well, until Nick de Vries
at the time.
Well,
yeah,
it's always a bit of the rub of the green for the drivers who aren't quite well beaters. They need that, I think.
Yeah.
Sadly for Drugovich, not going to happen in F1. It looks like.
No, and this is the thing, isn't it? With this move, of course, in his first full-time deal, obviously since racing in Formula 2, it basically means that A, Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll aren't going anywhere, and B, clearly, obviously, Aston Martin have got a backup plan for, obviously, there's always rumours that Stroll might give it up at some point. We'll wait and see whether that ever happens. And of course, Alonso is an old man now.
Yeah.
I would assume, obviously, he's behind Stroll still this season. And there's been a lot down to luck as well. There's also been quite a few wasted opportunities by Fernando on a few occasions as well. If next year's car isn't right towards the front, even if it's like regularly top 10-ish, unless he's actually fighting for podiums and wins, I think he's going to have to call it, isn't he?
No, I agree. I think Alonso signed this 3-year deal with Aston knowing that it was going to be his last contract.
Yeah.
So I think end of 26 we'll be saying goodbye for the second time. 8 years after the first time.
Third time, technically. So he took a year out, didn't he? In 2002?
Oh, I mean, that was a rookie.
Well, yeah.
He got dropped, is what you mean.
Yeah. But no, Renault brought him in as their reserve.
Oh, true. They did, because testing was a thing back then.
Yeah.
He did thousands of miles everywhere.
Exactly.
But, yeah, it's a bit mad that he first retired in 2018 and a second retirement would be 8 years on. But, yeah, I think full circle, it opens the door for Yuki Tsunoda.
It does. This is where we were originally going to go with this point before we rambled.
There you go. And we can never trust a ramble on this podcast. But yeah, Tsunoda, obviously, as we said, probably out of the door at Red Bull. I'd imagine maybe he'd even go to Aston Reserve this year.
Like, if he's out of the door at Red Bull, I would assume he'll go in via Honda immediately. Yeah. He might well be that he does a Super Formula program or something like that.
Possibly.
Maybe for a year. Or does World Endurance, maybe?
Yeah,
probably you see with Aston Martin doing the Valkyrie program, something like that.
And then nailed on for a seat next to Stroll in 2027, you'd imagine.
But it's so easy to get left behind, isn't it? This is the problem with Formula 1.
It is.
You people take these opportunities and then someone does really well in F2 and you bring them in instead. And then suddenly the guy that was a nail on to come back is gone
Yeah.
for good.
But at other times, the likes of Albon looked out of F1 and then reappeared, and suddenly Esteban Ocon took a year out.
He did.
Hulkenberg had many years out.
He did.
Magnussen too had a few, and they do good drivers, solid driver, and Tsunoda is a good driver as much as 2025 will taint him.
I was thinking about this for Yuki as well. He is quite a good driver, and he's definitely obviously a lot better than he was. Because I remember 2021, he was a bit mad, wasn't he? To be honest, he was great to watch, but he was a complete nutcase at times.
But to be fair, Tsunoda has never really pocketed a good teammate in the way.
But who has he been able? Who of his teammates?
Gasly smashed him.
Gaz, yeah,
he was rookie at that point.
Yeah,
he beat Ricciardo.
I think the problem is for Yuki was his strongest season was probably 2023. Which was obviously up against Nick de Vries
and
Ricciardo.
And Lawson.
And, Lawson a bit as well. The other one for Yuki, though, I'll get my pointer finger out now. Of course.
We're in the same room.
Exactly. We're still talking. Could he be off to Alpine? Because Gasly's spoken about potentially trying to bring Yuki in there.
Yeah, because I guess they're not enamoured by Colapinto, are they?
They certainly aren't.
They're particularly enamoured by Paul Aaron either. Here's another option.
You think you would have lobbed him Alpine in that merry-go-round of second drivers to Gasly? You think if they wanted Paul Aaron in, they would have put Paul Aaron in, or at least there'd be talk about putting Paul Aaron in.
They've missed Bottas. They've missed. I mean, I think they were ever in the running to Sergio Perez, but
no.
They've if you're not going to go for a rookie, if they think all the rookies they've tried are terrible, then why not Yuki Tsunoda reunite the Tsunoda Gasly bromance that we saw so well at AlphaTauri.
Am I allowed to mention Leo Fornaroli?
Yeah, go for
that seat, because I just want Leo Fornaroli to get a drive, man. If he wins F3 and F2 back to back and doesn't get an F1 seat, I will be a bit upset.
It's a weird one for Fornaroli because paddock insiders surprisingly do know a lot of stuff about drivers and assessing talent ID is what they call it in the business, which I'm not in. But the paddock insiders can tell when a driver's a well beater. The likes of Charles Leclerc, who absolutely tore up F2, winning at a canter. There's a lot more hype around drivers like that than there is around drivers like, your Zhou Guanyu or your Fornaroli.
Zhou Guanyu never won Formula 2.
No, but he looked like he was on for it and then didn't.
And then Oscar Piastri sure will wipe the floor with it.
Yes. But what with Fornaroli, we said it last week, he's a very, very consistent driver, but he's not necessarily quickest. And the talent ID is who has the talent, who has the quickness, the sharpness that the likes of Leclerc, Russell, Norris all showed in Formula 2. And then you can teach them to be consistent because that comes with mentality and focus. And
maybe not Charles yet still.
Well, true. But with Fornaroli, I think he deserves a seat. I'm not saying...
I want to see him get a chance. And this is what's making me so sad, is I just don't think he's going to get one.
Well, he's not within the academy, is he?
No.
And has he ever been with the academy?
Not really.
That really surprises me that he's made it this far, one F3 without being...
But the problem is, again, it comes obviously back from the system of, unless you're an Andrea Kimi Antonelli, Italy still, the way... Because Ferrari don't do anything really with juniors. There just is no real system within Italian motorsport if you're coming up through the ranks.
Yeah, it's a weird one, because you'd thought, Italian driver wins F3 with the last quarter overtake at Monza. Ferrari should have snapped him up there and then, really.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I don't know.
He's just going to end up going off to Formula E or something, or he'll end up like Alpine's World Endurance Program, and it just makes me sad.
The Luke Browning is also in the championship fight now.
So he is, yeah.
If he got involved, he's a Williams reserve, isn't he? So
yep.
I don't think there's a seat available there yet.
There certainly isn't.
If Carlos Sainz keeps on finishing 18th in the championship, then who knows? We'll see. But where do we start that? Red Bull, Alpine. They didn't seats available.
Aston Martin. Yeah,
that silly season for you done because it's only the Red Bull seats and the Alpine seats that aren't confirmed.
Yeah, but then again, this is Formula 1, and things get confirmed, and then things don't get confirmed.
Maybe
again.
Lewis Hamilton's going to announce his retirement.
No, again, like Alonso, he'll do next year. I wonder if there's an element of a game of chicken between Alonso and Lewis as well, because Alonso wants to make sure he keeps the stat for most races.
Yeah,
and until Lewis announces his retirement, I think Fernando's worried to give it up in case Lewis sticks around a bit longer.
Did you know there's a fun stat this weekend in Baku that Aston Martin are about to break a record for a driver pairing with 600 Grand Prix starts between them?
Wow.
It's never been done before.
Yeah, because there's very few that have had over 300 starts, isn't there?
Exactly. Alonso's over Is he on over?
Over 400. He's at like 412, 430.
Stroll is obviously around 200.
Just under 200.
Yeah, which is mental.
He's kind of mad.
Jake Stroll's 26 as well. He's still a young driver, like, relatively to the rest of the grid.
He's not 26.
Yeah.
He's not a year older than us.
He debuted at 18 in 2017.
Lance Stroll is not a year older.
1998. I think he's 27 in a few months.
Is he?
This is going to be depressing.
That's a lot. He's 26. Yeah. What is this? Yeah, 29th of October, 98.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so worrying. He's just a middle-aged man.
But 26 is actually quite a young... Well, it's a mid-driver now, relatively, isn't it? Because
Carlos Sainz is like the fourth oldest, but then he's going to go back down to sixth next year.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
God, that's worrying.
Calendar news.
Did
we talk about that already?
No.
Sprints? No, we didn't.
No, we haven't.
New sprint races.
Well, they got leaked months ago, and I think we briefly discussed them then.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people thought it was just a joke.
Especially Singapore being in there.
Singapore's not even the worst one on there.
Or Zandvoort.
Give me the list.
So
I'll rate them all out of 10.
All right, out of 6, because you've got 1 to 6.
Okay, I'm ranking them. I'm not blind.
China.
China, 3.
Miami.
5, but you're going to have to hear me out.
Canada.
2.
Silverstone.
1.
Didn't see that coming.
Really?
Zandvoort.
6.
Singapore.
4.
Ahead of Miami.
I'm going to say Singapore ahead of Miami for the optics. Because I think it'll only do it once. And it will be...
It'll be very cool.
It will be cool to see it once. But then again, you also think, if you live in Singapore and you've hated this Grand... There's always that viral clip from years ago of that guy that went on a business trip to Singapore, and he took a video from his hotel going, I'm incredibly jet lagged, I've just got here. And it was when the V8s were still going round. And he was like, apparently there's a Formula 1 race on this weekend, and I'm trying to sleep.
You know.
You must be gutted if now suddenly you're finding out that during the weekend of hell for you, you got work at 8 a.m. on a Monday morning, there's Grand Prix cars go around at near enough midnight, that suddenly it's Saturday and Sunday night now.
Although it's just replacing practice too, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it was always cool watching practice in Singapore as well, because of course it was getting dark.
Well, that might be in the sprint races. We'll see.
Oh, no, they'll run it later on, won't they? Because that was always when qualifying would be.
Yeah.
No, because the sprint race, probably will be.
Sprint quality could be in the light quite.
No, but the sprint race will be, because of course it's before real qualifying.
Oh, yeah.
So it probably will be.
That'd be quite fun.
Yeah, that will be quite interesting. So it will look completely different then. So it's like having 2 different races. What they should do, and I know we've spoken about this before, this is going to be a Matt 212 idea. For the sprint, they should, obviously you got the Raffles Boulevard, go left, cut off the squiggly loop at the top and immediately go left again. A proper sprint track.
Yeah. I mean,
that would be fantastic.
That wouldn't work, but
why wouldn't it work?
Well, you've got to rehomologate the circuit in about 2 hours between then and qualifying.
You just put an extra tyre wall in, it'd be fine. It's a low speed.
The FA.
It's a low. Or literally that tyre wall on the exit of the corner that Lando was binned out last year. Just move that to the other side, you'd be sorted. Golden.
Yeah. No, I think you would be, but I don't think it's that simple.
Yeah, but it would be cool.
It would be cool. It would be very cool. Someone's getting a phone call.
It's not me.
Break the 4th wall. It's not me either.
Who's getting a phone call? Oh, it's your iPad.
Oh, it stopped.
Last 212s. I think I heard her as well.
That's funny. Well, that's brilliant. That's great. The 4th wall for you. What were we talking about? Sprint racing. Yeah. I don't know. I've got a soft spot for sprint weekends.
I was talking about this earlier on today. It's weird now, because if they turn around tomorrow and said they're not doing them anymore, I would not lose sleep. I would not care. But I can kind of understand there is something a bit more fun.
Yeah,
and I think because they're not every weekend, there is something a bit more fun about watching the qualifying on a Friday night whilst you're having your tea or something like that. Having a race on a Saturday, but then still getting qualifying in the race, which you know we're watching anyway.
And I like it now that it doesn't interrupt the schedule of proper Grand Prix. Yeah. It's also, I never watch practice. I don't know about you.
Very rarely.
Like, it just gives you more Formula 1 to watch, and it's competitive, and it's decent. And I'm like, it's not every race. It's not, Stefano Domenicali is talking about 12 or 10 or 8, and I hope that...
All of them.
All of them. I don't think that will come in for 27.
I hope not.
But I think 6 is a good number.
I could see them upping it to 8.
They've picked some decent tracks.
Then some terrible ones.
I want to go to Silverstone more because it's got a sprint race, so I'm a victim of marketing.
Have you seen that? I think my dad texted me earlier on going, the cheapest ticket he could get through Amex pre-sale.
What was it?
I would-
100 and something.
No, 900 quid now.
Right, I'm not going to Silverstone next year.
I would imagine that wasn't GA, and of course that'll be a week's worth of surge pricing on it.
Yeah.
But so I don't want to go. I went to Silverstone last weekend actually for the European Le Mans. That was great fun. That was 20 quid. Fantastic. Silverstone is a great facility to go watch racing. It's just terrible to go watch Formula One.
It's just expensive.
It's
It's a very good venue to watch Formula
Well, yeah,
And
but
it
it's
is.
so
The
expensive.
good thing with Silverstone, obviously, we live in the UK. It takes me 2 hours drive to get there.
Mm.
And like, so 300 quid for a ticket is basically all you pay, which I know is a lot. But for Monza, for instance, the flights alone were 120.
Mm.
And I saved that immediately.
It was 30 degrees and sunny though, rather than 18 degrees of rain.
We probably would have got a better race at Silverstone, sadly.
Yeah, we did. And Silverstone does not as well, especially when these ground effect cars has given a lot of good races. It was always a shame because I felt like we had one sprint race at Silverstone before, didn't we, in 21? You were there. And that was it the best
rubbish.
sprint?
No, it was rubbish.
But Perez binned it. I remember that.
He survived. He kept on going.
He did, didn't he? Yeah.
When the grid for the race was decided by
the sprint, yeah.
so no one risked anything. But Alonso went from 11th to 5th.
Yes.
And then trained everyone up.
Yeah.
And Max overtook Lewis.
And Max overtook Lewis at the start, yeah.
Um,
But it's staggered me that Silverstone hadn't come back for a sprint race since then.
It's almost like it doesn't need it because Silverstone's already enough of an event.
Yeah.
They're like, they don't need to pay the FIA extra money because they're going to get that out anyway. But I guess for the new era, new cars that supposedly can race, Norris and Hamilton tipped to do well. It's probably a good move for Silverstone. I might now. I would say I was like 50% roughly going to look at tickets. I will absolutely look at tickets now when they release.
Yeah. I mean, let's talk about the others then. Silverstone we're all on board with. Canada has the potential to be great.
Like, Canada's not been a great race the last few years.
It hasn't worked with this. Again, I was talking about this with a couple of people earlier on. The problem with Montreal now is the fact the drivers are too good.
Yeah.
People don't make... The cars are too well built and the too much... Formula One, the best way they would fix Formula One right now is... Obviously, I don't know how much data they store in terms of computer storage, but they should set a hard limit that is really low, so you just don't have enough data to go on. Would make it way better.
I think that takes away from the...
It does completely, but that would be why. Like Formula One was more entertaining when people made more errors and the cars were more difficult to drive.
But it's like saying you should homologate the front wings and make them flat planks.
Well, yeah.
So I disagree with that. It would be nice to see, but yeah, Canada. The thing is, they pick races that might rain as well, which is always fun.
Canada could be great, and especially with the new cars, obviously with the active aero and everything like that,
And
it
it's
could
smaller.
work. They will be starting smaller, but yeah, the ground effect era. I mean, when was the last 20? Was it 23 or 22? Was quite a good race, but that was
They'll merge into one.
they did. Yeah, they really do, don't they? In Canada, I mean, 2011 of course was goated, but now obviously we don't race in the rain never.
18 is very good.
19 was hilarious as
No,
well.
very
Don't
funny.
forget that. So Canada, I'm willing to give Canada a run.
Yes,
as well.
Yeah. Miami was good this year just because Anthony got pole and it rained.
Yeah, Miami though shouldn't be a Grand Prix at all. Never mind a sprint weekend. Still, how on earth does Brazil lose a sprint race but Miami doesn't? That's my problem.
Well, money.
Yeah, but still,
What else? Zandvoort is only because it's last.
exactly. It's
It's like
going to be
one.
terrible.
It's going to be awful unless it rains.
Yeah.
Talk about Singapore and China was, gave Lewis Hamilton his only success in Ferrari so far.
So far, yeah.
Um,
I don't even know whether that race was good because of course I only ever watched the 6 minute F1. That was the biggest own goal this year.
Yeah.
Still, I reckon was giving Shanghai that sprint race
at 3 a.m.
at 2 a.m. So next to no Europeans got up and watched it.
And it just happened to be Hamilton only good.
Exactly.
Could be
Yeah.
driving this year.
It was the worst own goal by the FIA, I still think, this year on the whole.
And it was a disqualified car anyway.
It was most likely an illegal car anyway.
Yeah. I think that sums it up. Yeah. They're on about reverse grids, possibly in 27.
Can't see it.
I can't see the teams agreeing on that. I would like to see it. I think do like even if they did an F2 style, where they do one Grand Prix qualifying.
Yeah, sprint race, reverse top 10.
Sprint race, reverse top 8 or top 10, yeah.
Yeah, would work.
Yeah.
Would work.
I just don't see the teams agreeing.
No, can I?
So it won't happen. But there we go.
No.
What else? I think we've routed for everything.
Have we talked about everything we used? I saw they had one more thing on there, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
That's it. Just predictions.
Well, you got your quiz
and
first
as well.
You got your quiz.
Which I've got to try really hard not to cheat at.
Exactly. Well, I'm gonna slowly pivot round, so I'm just gonna bring my laptop. It's a really, really simple one today, Jamie183.
Okay.
We spoke about a lot about sprint races. You have just got to name me, in chronological order, every sprint race and every winner until you get one wrong.
I'm not going far on this.
You should be all right.
I've got to name every sprint race.
You got to name every
sprint one immediately.
Probably.
Well, Silverstone 21 was the first one.
It was.
Which was one.
I will give you a little bit of help of if you ask me if that was the next sprint race, I will confirm yes.
I know that until very recently, Max Verstappen was the only person with more than 2 wins in a sprint, I believe, in total. Maybe it still is the case. I don't know, but so obviously Verstappen won Silverstone 21.
He did.
I was there. Great race.
You were.
When Lewis Hamilton decided to not blow off at Cots, that was helpful.
Max turned in, but yeah, in the main event.
The next one in 2021, there's one in Brazil, but there's one before that. It was Italy, and Bottas won it.
He did.
It's a grid penalty.
He did.
So Verstappen was on pole.
Yep.
From Ricciardo, but yeah. Bottas won that, and the next one was Brazil. Which, again, was... I meant that was Bottas or Max. I think it was Bottas.
Is that your final answer? You sure?
Is it Max?
What's your final answer, sir?
Oh, I could have...
It's great. I can play more mind game you do when he's in
I
post.
usually can't see him, and that's how I like to do.
Hey, you're facing away from me.
Yeah, I'm going to look over here. Brazil 2021. I'll say Max Verstappen won it. It was Bottas. You're just a rat. I wouldn't have gone much further, to be honest, because I can't remember.
Well, see how much further you could go then.
I can't remember anything about 2022.
Well, only 3 again. I'll give you that.
Was Baku the first one?
No.
Was there one? Was back at that 20?
It wasn't even on there in 22 for sprints.
I'm thinking the one with Russell and Max had a little coming together.
That was 23.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Honestly, 2021 is the last season I actually remember. So since then, it's all merged. You know, Max has won like every race since then.
Yeah. 2022, I completely forgot about this as well, to be honest. So it must have been really boring. Imola had a sprint. Imola had a sprint, which, to be fair, the 2 years before it had given decent enough races, so I can understand.
Well, 2020 wasn't right, was it?
Yeah.
But what I remember nothing about that. Oh,
No.
The race was decent because it was wet. I don't remember anything about that.
No, neither did I.
What was the sprint format in 22?
Oh, what was it?
Was it what we have now? I don't think it was.
It was really odd, wasn't it? No, I think it was separate qualifying, wasn't it? But it was, they did both qualifyings and then the sprint race, and then the real race.
Little sprint quali, then full GP quali.
Yeah.
And they did Parc Fermé from the start of sprint.
Yeah.
Everyone hated it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about Imola.
No.
Was it won by Max?
It was won by Max.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, no.
This is the thing. I think Max has won pretty much all of them.
So as of right now, that stat still of Max Verstappen is the only sprint winner to have won more than 2 is still correct.
Yeah.
Hamilton, of course, never won a single one with Mercedes. He's won one with Ferrari.
In illegal Ferrari.
He did. Lando's had 2.
Yeah.
Oscar's had 2.
Bottas
had 2. Russell's had 1. Perez had 1.
Has Bottas had 2? Because you just told me he only won 1.
No, you told me Verstappen won the second one.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Bottas won, obviously, Italy and South. Bottas, I'm pretty certain, was sprint champion in 2021.
He was, yeah.
Which was quite good going. But yeah, Verstappen obviously was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. Between Qatar 2023 and Sao Paulo 2024, he won every single one.
Ridiculous.
Which is pretty good.
And also won 19 out of the 24 Grand Prix in that time period or something like that as well.
22 of 2023, wasn't it? Oh, no, in that period, I think it was a bit less. Because obviously by the end of 24, he hadn't won as many.
True.
But yeah.
Good quiz. Although, yeah, my knowledge of F1
You got 2.
has a hard cut-off.
And this is the other thing, though, with sprints, which I was hoping you kind of proved my point. You don't tend to remember them.
No.
It's great to have more races, but you don't tend to remember them.
Unless something actually happens.
Exactly.
Which is, to be honest, same for real races as well.
But we remember a bit more about them.
Just
I feel
longer, and it's more likely that something has happened.
But it's more valuable still.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I think it just proves the point about why sprints aren't a fix all still.
Yeah.
Is important.
And I think 6 is a good number.
I think, yeah. See, I would like to say, I wouldn't mind 8, but they need to do it at 8 good tracks.
Good luck finding 8 good tracks the way it's going.
You can find 8 good tracks for that. Like, you immediately, I do one at Australia. I think that'd be quality.
Fun.
The first race of the season with one practice session would be eggy as all hell. It'd be great.
That's the thing that actually makes sprint race weekends a lot better, is because the teams actually only have one practice session.
I'm trying to think. To be fair, you think if I'm running through the calendar, Australia would, I reckon, be good. Shanghai has the potential to be good.
Yep.
Wouldn't bother at Suzuka.
No.
Bahrain would be fantastic because that'd be really tight on time. Never had one because obviously normally season opener. Jeddah would be carnage, just like it is anyway.
Yeah.
Miami constantly gets one for no reason. Imola had one, was terrible.
Monaco would be funny.
Monaco would be a disaster.
Just for the extra quali session, Monaco would be a good show.
It would actually, yeah. You want to just replace the Monaco Grand Prix with a load of sprint qualifiers.
Just do 2 sprint qualifiers.
Yeah.
Or like sprint quali, real quali.
Do aggregate qualifying. So your better 2 laps from either day combined. Would be fantastic.
Bring it back.
After Monaco, obviously Canada getting one. Spain has actually delivered a lot better in the last couple of years. Once they got rid of the final Spain.
Barcelona's not here for long, though, is it?
Barcelona's not here for much longer. We don't actually know, do we still?
Well, I saw a sign going up in Madrid, not Carlos, and it says 100 days. No, is it? Wait, it must be 300.
It must be, yeah,
1 year to go or something.
Yeah.
Until the Madrid race, which I still.
But Barcelona's still on the calendar. Barcelona has got
26. It is 27. Is not.
Is it definitely not renewed to 27? Okay.
As of now,
yeah.
If Madrid falls through, I think they probably renew.
Probably. So Barcelona obviously could work. Wouldn't be high on my list.
Not
could
great
work. Otria has had one a couple of times. Was all right.
Quite well.
Silverstone's getting one again. Belgium, it's a bit of a shame to be honest. Because Belgium should, in theory, work fantastically, but it just doesn't.
It should be a good Grand Prix circuit as well. But
well, there is that as well, yeah. Hungary, no. Although, again, if it rained, it could be carnage.
But anywhere
it rains. You can look at Zandvoort a couple of years ago, isn't it? It's that whole thing with sprint racing, and this is kind of the problem with them, isn't it? It's why they've worked so well in MotoGP, but not in Formula One. MotoGP does one every weekend.
Yeah,
it's just part of their constant formula. But
the bikes are about a foot wide.
Well, exactly, but MotoGP also apart from the fact Marc Marquez wins everything this year, at least then gives you just more reliably good action. That makes it just more of a good thing, which you don't get that guarantee in Formula One, is the problem.
More reason to complain half the time.
Most of the time, yeah. Well, the thing was as well with sprint racing for a long time is, of course, it just gave you an idea what was going to happen in the race.
Yeah.
It's a bit better this year because the grid is a lot closer, but it's still not perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is a simulated first stint, isn't it? The third distance.
Pretty much, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, I think, well, we've got predictions to do for Baku.
Yeah.
I can't look up Discord, but I have written down on my little notepad that it's currently 54 to me.
53? 54-43, isn't it? I've got them here, I believe.
11 points
11
in my favour. And Matt's still inviting me to his house.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but just put it this way, if you win this year, you'll never be invited back, even though you now know where I live.
Yeah, I'm going to come here.
That doesn't sound ominous. If I get murdered...
Matt's going to refuse to do the tweet that I tell him to do. I'm just going to come around and tweet it for.
Some people did actually give us some good ideas.
Yeah, one of them would pay for a Grand Prix trip. Absolutely not.
No. I just bought a house. Yeah, David could. I can't.
Well, I definitely couldn't.
No, really, you go to Grand Prix constantly.
Once a year.
I'm going to look for some tickets now. I've been to a Grand Prix this year. I didn't go to a Grand Prix last year.
I didn't go to one like No, I did actually.
I went to 3 in 23.
One a year, apart from 23 where I went to none.
I went to 3 in 23. I got invited to 2 of them.
Head to head, how many races have you been to since 2021?
I don't know. I went...
More than me.
2 in 22, 3 in 23. That's it.
So you've been to 5?
Yeah.
So I did Silver 21, Belgium 22, nothing 23, Imola 24. I've done 4. You're ahead of me.
Yeah, but I get invited to them. It's different. I'm not paying for it.
Didn't you bring a +1 along?
I did. I brought my dad.
Or next time.
Hang on, if someone else has already called dibs on next time, yeah, good luck.
I'm after.
Good luck with that. All I got to say there. Anyway, predictions.
Yes.
Baku's horrible.
It's not a sprint race.
It's not a sprint race, so there's less points available. I'm going to be really boring, I think. I'm going to say...
Remember, Leclerc's got 4 poles.
I'm going to say... I can't say... No, Leclerc didn't get pole with Baku. Ferrari sucked. Sorry, not Baku, Monza even. I'm going to say... Lando Lando, Oscar, Charles. I'm going to be really boring.
Leclerc on the podium.
Charles Leclerc on the podium.
Wow. I'm going to say Piastri pole, Piastri win.
Yep.
Norris second, Verstappen third.
You reckon Verstappen's going to not suck at Baku? I can't wait for it to be Yuki on the podium.
I swear Verstappen, you're egging it up a little bit. He's won a race around here.
What?
And he would have won 21 if the parade's not exploded.
Yeah.
So, and he would have done well in 2018 if Ricciardo not weaved on him.
Wasn't that the other way around? No, Ricciardo went into the
Oh,
back
yeah,
of
true.
Verstappen weaved on him. You can just dob your own driver in.
I take that back. Ricciardo shouldn't have gone for a stupid, ambitious move.
I mean, there was 6 of one and half a dozen the other with that one.
Very much.
Hilarious.
Yeah. I think we've
Have we wrapped it up?
wrapped it up.
Fair enough. Well, Jamie, we can only ever do this every once in a while.
I know.
As always.
Shake hands.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll be back at some point when the studio's in the budget.
That would be fantastic.
Saying that-
We can do a lot more of these. We'll do a lot more of these. Yeah, obviously, we'll be back next week with the Baku review. I mean, normally we talk about this after the show. Are you around just whenever next week?
Yeah.
Monday morning?
I'm not leaving Manchester for a bit, which is
How long is a bit? Next Friday?
a couple of months.
Couple of months?
Maybe 6 weeks. I don't-
6 weeks?
So-
Good Lord. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Thank you all, as always, though, so much for listening. Hopefully, I'm still nervous that I'm not even in shot. Well, that camera. That'd be so funny if I'm just half in shot.
Well, I'm in shot. So
You're absolutely in shots. That's fine. But yeah, get yourself subscribed, leave a like if you're new, everything like that. I'm sure, obviously, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this in-person podcast. I guess the next one will be in 2027.
Could be. Well, if I win the predictions, I'm playing around to tweet off your accounts.
Fair enough. You're going to break into my house and log on to my Twitter. I look forward to that. But yeah, we will be back next week, obviously, with the Baku review. Obviously, Formula 2 as well, back this weekend. I'm going to be watching that. Come on, Leo Fornaroli. Not that we're biased on this podcast. But yeah, we'll be back very soon with more Knowing Wheel.